What were you involved in during high school?
In high school, I wasn't involved with anything. The most I was involved with, honestly, was drama club, and that was twice within my high school year.
Um, was drama club? So you said that was what you did the most. Was that where your like biggest social circle was? Was like in the drama club?
Um, Honestly, in certain aspects, yes. My friends in high school were very artsy, so a lot of them did do like drama. They did the school plays and everything. But then because I went to a technical school, my friends were already in like visual communication, so they did artsy things all the time. So like, it wasn't just drama club that my friends were in. It's just my friends were in visual communication, and so they're artsy, and so they did drama club, and I did drama club too. And then my friends were also in band, so it wasn't necessarily drama club. It was just like the factor that my friends did it. So, I don't know.
Okay. Did they know about your sexual preference during high school?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like when in high school did you like realize your sexual preference, or when did you let it be known?
I never really came out. My friends just kind of already knew. I've heard so many different things. I came out. Like I guess you could say I came out freshman year because that's when I had my first love in my life, and so or like my first girlfriend. So yeah, and so I would always talk about her, and my friends just kind of knew.
Yeah.
My friends are gay.
During high school, people who are homosexual are 3 times more likely to commit suicide. How do you feel about that?
In a certain way, I don't know how to put that. My friend Tegan was gay, and she ended up committing suicide, but that wasn't the reason why she committed suicide. It was because she felt like she had done everything she wanted to in her life, and also there was a rumor going around that she killed herself because her ex-girlfriend Lindsay, she found out, cheated on her, and she was madly in love with Lindsay and was planning on spending the rest of her life with her. So, like,
You don't feel like that really has anything to do with...
I've never, in my high school, because it was a technical school, there was a lot of artsy kids, so it was accepted to be gay. Like, the teachers knew it, the students knew it, no one that I knew of bagged on anyone for it, so, but I can see why in other schools how it can be, like, a negative factor, like how people can be bullied and can commit suicide for it, so, that's just all.
See,
Personal opinion.
yeah. Okay, so
It's all personal opinion. Sorry, I don't know if you heard that.
that's good stuff. Okay. So you said that like generally in high school, your sexuality was accepted, and I'm guessing was it like more than you were not the only gay person in high school, right?
Oh god, I ended up finding out after high school that like 2 other girls who I never thought in my entire life would be gay was gay, and I was actually really upset because I liked the both of them.
Yeah.
And one of them actually was a girl who was in my old Girl Scout troop from like elementary school, and I always thought she was adorable in high school, I guess. So
Bummer. Okay.
yeah, I was really upset. Oh, and then I also found out that my best friend from like it was like before elementary school, she was gay, and she was like the straightest motherfucker in like elementary school. So yeah.
Okay. So do you feel like it's the same? Do you feel like it's the same at UK, or do you feel any difference coming to the university?
I feel like it's honestly like more accepted here, but that's probably because I haven't actually gone around and talked to anyone about being gay or like spoken. I don't go around telling people I'm gay. I just like let them find out their own time. So I feel like it's a lot different than high school because I feel like in high school there's less people and people have a tendency in high school to be a little more immature and have the need to pick on everyone's little detail in their life. And
Yeah.
so like in college people just don't care. They rather get sleep than coffee. And like in high school they're just like, oh my god, guess what I found out. And it's just like it's definitely different. And it's nicer.
Do
It's
you,
not as much as a hassle, I'm sorry.
do you feel safe on campus?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, yeah, because like I said, I don't talk to anyone who, the only people that really know are the people who I go to GSA with, so, yeah.
What about your hometown? How is that different from, like, how is your sexuality, like, viewed differently from where you're from in Lexington now? Like, do you feel like there's a major difference in how people view your sexuality here than they did in your hometown?
No, mainly because I don't know anyone here, so I don't know the opinions of everyone here. As to like at home, no one gave me any shit about it, to be honest, so.
So, do you feel like that kind of passionate anti-homosexual culture is like different in our generation than it has been before? Like, do you feel like our generation is more accepting, or like?
Definitely. Like the preacher guy who was out there earlier, like I just feel like it's people. I feel like people who grew up in like the older generations, they grew up differently than we did. They didn't grow up with the world with TVs that, you know, show gay TV shows. They had, you know, TV shows with like Disney, and you know it was frowned upon. And like now, you know, we have Glee on TV, and there's Kurt who's gay. They have Santana who's a lesbian bi girl. I don't remember exactly. And then they had, I think her name was Brittany, the blonde one on Glee, who was gay with Santana. And like the people just didn't grow up with the same exposure with gay people as we do now. And so I feel like they're less accepting and understanding than how kids are nowadays, because we just grow up with it and we're just used to it. Like obviously, like we're not like our generation. I feel as if like we aren't affected by it.
Yeah.
Because what are they doing to us? Like there's nothing physically, you know, that I'm being affected by, that anyone else that I know is being affected by because someone else is gay. So I mean, unless you're some weird straight girl who decides to go sleep with a gay boy and gets an STD because you're, you know, not smart about getting tested, but that's not the gay guy's fault. That's the girls. Like, y'all guys should just get tested and be good. Like.
So we know that you said before that you were a member of the GSA. Like, why did you choose to go there?
What?
Why did you choose to join the GSA? Like you said before that you were a member. Why did you choose that?
Because I feel like gay people, I don't know, I feel like we live in our own world in a way. Like, we understand each other's troubles, we know the daily stuff that we go through, and like, we, like, stereotypical, like, we do like certain things, like, black people like watermelon, lesbians like cats, you know, like, it's a known stereotype, like, there are known stereotypes, and people in gay clubs like watching gay shows, and you know, I don't know very many straight people who want to watch a gay, you know, TV show because some hot girls in there. Like, you know, like I feel like as if that I have a lot more in common with people like that, because I find gay men shows with like humor, like gay humor is funny, and like, you know, some heterosexuals don't understand it because they don't live that life. They don't understand the humor of certain things, and so I like the fact that I can be in a club where I can socialize with people who understand my humor and like my type of interests, and also I like to be able to be active with such a club so I can help others who are also gay but aren't out of the closet feel safe in their own environment. So I like to be able to work with others and, you know, let them know that, you know, it's okay to be gay. Like, they're allowed to be gay. They shouldn't care about what other people think. And you know what? And I want people to know that just because they're gay, they doesn't mean that they don't have anyone around, that they have someone who will care about them, who they can go to talk about certain things, who can talk to them about girls, because I know what it's like to be in a relationship with a girl, and it's sometimes really crazy, and sometimes you really need a friend to talk to. So, I like to be there for others, and I would expect the same thing. So I, want to make a good example and be somewhere where I like to be.
Okay, what would be your biggest advice for somebody who's struggling to figure out how to come out?
That would honestly gotta be about the situation. Like their situation do you mean at home or?
Like in general, at home with their friends?
And you're saying what's the best way to come out?
What would be your advice on to help them figure out a way to come out and be okay with it?
Again, that's based off the person and in general, shoot. Well, if you're really close to your friends, then you really wouldn't have to worry about it. You would just be like, yo guys, guess what? I like dick! Or, that you would just be honest with your friends and just be joking and just yo. Or, you can sit them down and just be
Do you think that being a member of GSA makes it easier to come out?
yeah.
It gives homosexuals better ideas on how to come out and makes them more comfortable with themselves so they can come out.
Yeah, because I feel like it's a safe environment. They always have somewhere to run if they ever need anyone. So I would have to say yes.
What's your favorite part of GSA?
Sit down, stand up. It's my favorite game. It's so funny.
Do you think there's any way that they can improve the GSA, or are there any grievances that you feel exist inside the community?
What they could do better?
Yeah.
For the people or just the club itself?
Either
Either or.
Let me think about that. I feel honestly no. I really like it the way they are. They have the outsource, which is open from 5 to 8, I believe, and it's a place where people can go and just hang out and do research, and I think that's really awesome that they have aside from just the club meeting every Thursday night, that there's an actual place that people can go if they want to talk to someone or eat lunch there or dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
And they can relax and have a chat with someone, even if someone's just an alliance with the GSA.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I personally I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so you're talking about going there and studying. What's your major?
I'm an architect major. And what else? Okay.
Why did you choose to be an architect major?
I've wanted to be an architect since I was 9 years old because of my father. He's an insurance agent, and one day he took me out because one of the houses he insured was on the house that he insured. The house next to it completely caught on fire, and it was completely black. And it was a very, very nice house. It was close enough to be considered a mansion. It was very nice, and I kind of just fell in love, and I was like, Dad, I wanna draw this house. And he was like, well, there is actually a profession for that. And I was like, there is? And he's like, yeah, it's called an architect. And I was like, that's the coolest thing ever. So I kind of just, I don't know, that moment on, I just knew that's what I wanted to do. And so I stuck with it, and I went through high school, and I studied computer-aided drafting for 4 years, and I went to community college after that and studied architecture, and I was going to get my associates, but then I ended up transferring because my best friend in high school and I wanted to go to UK, so that's how I got here. I've just always known what I wanted to do, and I never like not knowing what I'm doing for myself, so I had to know.
Do you feel like it was different between? Do you feel like it was different? Like, do you feel like your sexuality was accepted differently at your small community college than it was at the University of Kentucky?
Shit. Crap. I don't really know. I didn't talk to anyone. To be honest, I would really come and go from my studio, and then like I would be in studio all night or all day, and I would just go to my classes, leave, come back, live in the studio, leave, come back. But like, so I never really like associated with anyone there.
Yeah.
Only the people that I knew outside of that school who I was friends with, and they already all knew. So
Yes, that's right.
Do you expect your sexuality to affect how well you do in your workplace?
no. Hold on, say that again.
Like, do you expect your sexuality to like play a role in how well you succeed in your major, like what you're gonna do?
No, I mean, honestly, like, I feel like a lot of people here at the school of the College of Design, I feel like half these kids are gay. Actually, I know a few of them are gay in the other studios, but, and like, you know, just artistically, like, people tend to be gay, I don't know. So I don't think so, but then again, I've never really had a problem because every job that I've had, there was always gay people there, so I never had an experience where it wasn't.
How do you feel about it being legal to be fired from your job in Kentucky?
I'd like to shoot the person who fucking came up with that rule. I don't like it. I think it's unfair because people should have their own, you know, people should have, it's the same fight for like blacks and whites. Like, why would it matter if someone's gay or if someone's straight? Why does their personal life outside the job force matter? Like, it doesn't, unless it affects their performance in their job, then who cares what they do on a Saturday night with the person that they love?
Yeah. Okay, so have you ever thought about maybe or worried about being discriminated against in your workplace? Like maybe perhaps like if you have some kind of client and they find out that
I've actually, my previous job, I had a precious little Christian family come in one day, snot holes, and they were buying some chicken on a Sunday, and one of my coworkers made a comment about it, and they gave me hell about it, and I almost walked out of my job that day because I did not want to sit there and listen to the crap that they were preaching to me. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, was it easier to come out to your friends or your family?
It didn't matter. My mom knew. My dad was just he's a little quirky about it because of the way he grew up, because he had 5 brothers and he never had a sister, and he never, he never grew up in the same era that we did, but he accepts me and loves me the way that I am. And then my mom, she just told me at one point when she was when she was in the army, she thought she was gay. But then she realized how much she loved men, so that was that. And but she said that she's always had gay friends and that she loves them because they're so artistic and they used to help her with projects in school and everything. So, it was never a problem. My friends are all little homos, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So you were lucky to have like accepting family and friends. What would your advice be to somebody who's not so lucky?
I honestly, God would not tell them. But that is just my personal opinion because if that happened to me, I would be a little wimp about it, and I would not tell them anything in any way, shape, or form. Actually, some of my family, I don't know if they know, but I'm pretty sure that they do because my mom and dad tell everyone everything about my life, even the stupid things that I do, and I don't want anyone to know. Like when I neared my eyebrows. But I mean, if they don't say anything to me, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, some have, and they're just like, oh, I love it, like it's awesome that my niece is like gay,
Yeah.
and stuff. So
those who like you haven't told yet, and like maybe you're not exactly comfortable, how do you feel like they would react? Because like you are family, so how do you feel like they would react?
they'd probably be a little taken back from it. I mean, whoever expects a certain person to like the same sex. So honestly, it would depend on my family member. Honestly, they're all nuts. But I would just expect for them to not. I would expect the worst, but whenever I have, it never was what I thought. It was always better.
And what's your community like back home? Are you from like a small town or like a bigger town?
Small.
Small town.
Very freaking small. My house, there's a cornfield in front of my house.
Okay.
It's small.
Okay, and then in like these small towns, yeah, I guess it's more socially acceptable to like discriminate against homosexuals more. Did you ever feel that like while you were in the community, besides that incident at your work, was there ever, not even being you against you, but like you just heard people saying things that were discriminatory towards homosexuals?
Yeah. Oh man, I just had it in the story, but I don't remember it. Yeah, I mean, I've actually walked down the street before. We were at this little like, I'm gonna say shopping center almost. I forgot what they're called. They're like, it's like a big open parking lot, and there's like a line of stores. You like walk in them, and you can like go out and you walk in another one. Like, you know what it's called?
Outlet mall.
Yeah.
Outlet. Yeah, it was an outlet mall. My friends and I were walking, and we were wearing rainbow because that was the day that we got out of school early because Tegan killed herself, and so like a lot of the kids couldn't dare go to school because Tegan was a really good friend to a lot of people, and so we walked to the little outlet place, and my friend was wearing all rainbow because Tegan was gay, and this little black boy on a bike was like, fuck you, gay bitches, or something like, F homos, and my friend ended up chasing him down and like tackling him. It was pretty bad, but and nonetheless, a little boy went back home. But I mean, it's expected. I mean, not everyone's gonna accept people wrong, and some people are just horrible human beings. Well, they'll get it in the end, eventually. Honestly.
How do you feel accepted in a bigger town like Lexington?
How do I feel?
Yeah, like do you feel it's more accepted
It's
here?
just a bunch of people who just don't care. Like, there's just more people. There's too many people who give a crap about anything because there's so much going on, and there's so many people. Like, I don't even. There's 22,000 kids here or something like that. Like, who cares if one of them's gay?
Yeah. So, you said that obviously your friend took her own life. Did that affect the way that people in your school viewed homosexuality?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it did. Oh my god, yeah, it did. People were a lot more considerate of what they said around each other, and that was because of the factor that it wasn't just my friend who died. There were more than one kids, and like when there was like a 3-month period where 4 kids committed suicide. So
In your high school?
yeah, there was a total of 5 deaths that entire year. Yeah.
How many people went to your high school?
There was like kids in my class.
Okay, that's not.
Yeah.
That's a lot of kids. Were all of them homosexuals, or was it just a couple, or maybe just
It
that
was just
one?
like, it was just like a handful, like typical
Yeah.
handful of kids who were just gay. I mean, it was more of the arts kids, obviously, but like, and like the computer kids who like, video games and stuff. But yeah, but like it definitely made people more aware of what they were saying around others because everyone was on edge within those 3 months, so they didn't want to set anyone off. Everyone just wanted to be there for each other because we all had lost someone. Because 4 kids, that's a lot of connections that
Yeah.
people know people that know people.
So everybody like had a friend.
Yeah, everyone had a friend that lost, and it was really bad. It was really bad. Like it was. I remember one day walking into. I'm sorry, I'm going off topic real quick, but
You're fine.
like I remember one day walking into school, and it was in the morning, and we have like this big lobby that's like in front of our gym, and like I couldn't get in the doors because there were so many kids in the lobby. Like there had been kids that came like an hour's drive away from other high schools who knew about the deaths, and like because like this one of the people who died was a really good wrestler, and like a bunch of kids from like Smyrna, from like Forest, from like all over the county had come, and they gave us roses to our wrestling team because of the loss. And like when we ended up winning that year for wrestling. Oh, but anyway, like a bunch of kids from all these other schools came into the lobby, and like I knew like none of these people, and they had just come from different schools, and we were all in a circle, and we all had our arms around each other, and we were all praying to God, even though we all had different religions, but we were praying for our school and for the loss that we had, and it was just, yeah.
So did it stay like that? Like I mean, after a traumatic event like that, sometimes I've noticed that a school will change for like 3 or 4 months and then go right back to the way it was. So after the initial shock of that, did it stay like that?
Honestly, we were more like in a sickening way. No, it's not really sickening, but like it's sickening for the fact that our school was so small that we weren't tight before. But after that all happened, like it felt like everyone had a friend because we all would see each other run the hallway. We'd all pass each other, and we'd see the tears and the red blotchy eyes, and we'd see the baggy eyes of us crying all night long because we lost one of our best friends. And so, like, even the teachers and the student relationship, I feel like got a lot tighter because I know a lot of the students would go and leave certain classes just to go see their favorite teacher because they couldn't stand being in that one classroom that they were, because that was a class that they had their friend in who died. So they would have to leave that classroom. They couldn't go to that class for weeks on end. And so it was like, it definitely made us, like, see the world differently as a school, and it definitely like made us come together and realize how precious it is to be, like how precious someone's life is and how quickly it can be taken away from you.
Okay, yeah. So you said like relationships got better with your teachers.
Have you ever been discriminated by a teacher?
I haven't, but I was the type of kid who was quiet, but if someone said anything, I would sure as hell tell them how I felt. So, but all the teachers there, like I said, they're all pretty understanding. Like we were a very artsy school, so it wasn't like, out of the blue. It wasn't a rarity. So.
Yeah. Okay. So besides like that death, what do you think it would take to like change our culture? Like besides like a death, because like a death is, yeah. What were you saying?
I think it's just gonna take time. Like it took 100 years for blacks to be able to be equal with the whites, and like it's and women rights and everything. That's all just taken years and years of time, and just generations and generations of people having to listen and hear the different sides and like see how people deserve to have rights, and that they everyone's equal, and that why should you stop someone from marrying someone they love or adopting a child that they want to have, you know what I mean? So I think it's just take time, and that's all that you can.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do. And like just exposure, time and exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Like TV shows and everything.
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up from there. But thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.